the children's librarian at the Sterling Public Library, and today I'm going to share with you a few picture books from the stacks. So before we get started, today I'm going to focus on wordless picture books. And I know sometimes it can be kind of confusing how you're supposed to read a book if it doesn't have any words in it. And there's actually a few things that you can do with these wordless picture books that make it a lot less daunting. So the first one is just describing the pictures, helping kids along as they're trying to figure out what's happening in the pictures. And this can really help develop their visual literacy skills. So understanding movement in a picture, like if they're pointing, what are they pointing at? What do you think it means that they're pointing at that thing? Understanding body language and facial expression. So these are all skills that kids can develop when they read wordless picture books, and further on when they read graphic novels, they develop that skill as well as reading text. The other thing about these books is that because they're wordless and they don't have words to fall back on, the illustrations are usually really beautiful and detail-oriented. And so it almost feels like a Look and Find or an I Spy book, because you can point out little details or ask your kids, oh, what do you see in here that's pink? Or what? Asking little questions like that to help them really analyze the pictures and the details in the pictures. So the first book that I'm going to read is called The Midnight Fair, and it was written by Gideon, Sterer and illustrated by Mariachiara di Giorgio. And this book starts off when all of the adults and the kids are leaving the fair at the end of the day, and the security guard is locking up, and as soon as all of that is over, animals go into the fair. And you would think it would just be absolute chaos and they would break everything, and that's not the case at all. They enjoy the fair just like the humans did right before they left. And because it's wordless, we kind of get to imagine what the animals are thinking or what they might say to each other while they're on the carousel. And so asking your kids to use their imagination and imagine what the animals would be thinking or saying in instances like this could be a really fun way to read this book. As we get to the end of the book, it goes back and forth between the security guard getting up really early and getting ready for the day, and the animals cleaning up and leaving the fair before the sun comes up. And they don't know for sure that the animals were there, but they leave little clues behind that make the security guard kind of confused. And because it was wordless and it was in the middle of the night, it sort of has this like mysterious sort of like fantastical feeling to it that just feels really magical and really imaginative, and I think would be really fun to read with kids as they imagine what it would be like for animals to enjoy a fair. So the next book I'm going to share is called Flotsam by David Wiesner, and this book is about a boy who is spending the day at the beach, and he finds an old camera when it washes up on the beach, and he goes to the store and gets the film developed. And you would think you'd see like some pictures of fish, maybe some pictures of coral, depending on where you were. But he's blown away by the fantastical and surreal things that he sees in these pictures. And one of the pictures that he sees at the very end is of a kid holding a picture, and in that there's a kid holding a picture, and in that there's a kid holding a picture, and he zooms in with a magnifying glass and a microscope until he sees the original picture, and he decides that he's going to take a picture too, put the film back in, and throw it back into the ocean. So again, this is another book that we can help kids explore their imagination and develop their visual literacy skills because the facial expressions are so vivid that we can explore that and learn about that as well. So that's Flotsam. And then the last book I'm going to share is actually the first in a series. The first one is called Journey, and it's by Becker. This book starts with a boy who is trying to get the attention of his family, but they're all sort of absorbed in whatever it is that they're doing. And he finds this red crayon that lets him draw into real life whatever he imagines. So he draws this door, and it opens up into this fantastical world with castles and nobility and knights and magic. And as I was reading it, it really reminded me of people that like to read fantasy books because it had all those types of elements in it. And because of that, I think it would be really fun for parents that enjoyed those genres to read this book with their kids. And again, this book is really celebrating imagination and problem solving and just really imaginative and beautifully illustrated. So that's Journey. And then the other books in that series are called Quest and return. So if any of those books sound interesting, I hope that you'll put them on hold or stop by the library to check them out. And if none of them do, I hope you'll still stop by the library so we can help you find exactly what you're looking for. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time from the Stacks.